So, as of recent, I had a conversation with my loctician, and she had this weird question. She asked, Jay, why haven't you been producing content? Did you stop? And I was about to explain to her that I was taking my time with creating content for various reasons. But it actually prompted me to make this video because a lot of times we're so accustomed to our favorite creators creating content that we sometimes can be disgruntled when they stop creating content for either educational purposes or just for our entertainment. But at the end of this video, we would have more of a comprehensive reason as to why our content creators haven't been producing content and why you might not have been hearing from them. And most importantly, why it's important for you to give them feedback on their content. So without further ado, let's get into it. Some of our content creators actually run businesses aside from what they do. Sometimes it's just a part-time thing. Sometimes it's just so that they can promote their business. I actually have a photo studio, and a lot of times I'm so bogged down with a lot of the work that I have to do in and outside of the studio, as a matter of fact, because this season has been a lot of weddings. And so even with getting behind the scenes content, it's not always easy, because even if you're getting behind the scenes content, it has to be something that is relevant to the video that you're making. So that's one of the reasons why you haven't been hearing from your favorite content creators. Reason number two, a lot of your content creators, they're actually lifestyle content creators. And sometimes it takes a long time for them to actually get their life or the story that they want to tell into a format that is palatable for the audience. I know sometimes there are researchers that have to put hours and hours into a 5-minute video just to educate you. And so sometimes the process itself takes a very long time and it can be very tedious. Imagine recording a video and then remembering that you forgot something and have to do it all over again. And that's one of the topics that I would like to cover in a future video. But for now, just give your content creators grace, because one thing I know for certain, when you are a lifestyle content creator, sometimes you're going through the motion and your life really isn't in a position where you feel like making content for it. Reason number three, the complexity of content creation. Yes, the average TikTok creator or somebody who creates shorts for a living, they can just do it with their phones, right? However, when it comes to the whole technical aspect of things, like getting your lighting correctly, getting your audio correctly, or whether it's just getting the concept for the video where it's palatable or rather cohesive for the audience that you would like to present it to. So yes, there is a lot of anxiety that goes into video. Do I have the right camera settings? Do I have to set up a lot of my equipment over and over and over again? A lot of times it's not a stationary setup. I know that there are lights, there are the many visual interests that you would like in a video, or what we content creators would like in a video. Sometimes we want to get it perfect and it's not quite there yet. So there's a lot of anxiety surrounding the production of a video. Reason number four, privacy. While a lot of content creators are lifestyle content creators, there are some things that really shouldn't be on social media, or at the time they're not ready to share. While you might feel as though you have a connection with your content creators, I forgot what the word or the term for it was, but I'll place it on the screen. It feels as if you actually have a relationship with your content creator, because they share their everyday life and the things or the aspect, maybe one of their children they really love making content about, or their wife, or etc. Maybe the season that they're going through really isn't conducive for creating content. So that's something to be very much aware of. We just spoke about privacy, but sometimes it's not about the privacy, sometimes it's about the season. Some seasons you go through, it feels like everything is happening all at once. Maybe I want to make a video about this, but I'm going through this season at the same time. Because for those who don't know, you can have multiple seasons occurring all at once, and sometimes it does not give you the headway or the space to create content because you're overwhelmed. So recent years, I discovered there is a season called Monk Mode, where you take time away from social media to recalibrate your life, re-examine the things in your life that really aren't conducive for the season that you're in. Maybe you're working on that project, or that secret project for a matter of fact, that has been occupying your time and needs your full attention. Some of your content creators are actually trying to figure themselves out, whether the video that they have is relevant to the season or the audience that they're trying to educate, or the audience that they're actually trying to communicate to. I spoke earlier and I did allude to the quality of videos. Now, there are channels out there that do reaction videos, and there is a never-ending sea of content you can react to. But others are actually trying to create their own content, which obviously is going to take a lot more time and energy and resources into it to bring something that is new rather than something that is reactionary. So think about that. What kind of content are they trying to produce? Oh, and here's my favorite one, just the simple loss of interest. A lot of content creators no longer find content creation as something that is quite viable or relevant to the field of work that they do, or the field of entertainment that they want to pursue. Some of them rather just, find other interests that they like. Some of your content creators were very popular at the start of their career. I know one particular content creator, or rather a creative, because he does other stuff. He was the talk of the town when he first got into his craft. Now he has revealed that what he did is no longer his first passion, or at least it was never his first passion. And I will interview him at some time, but back to my point. Some of your favorite content creators are actually now working in bigger entities or bigger organizations. I remember when I first started content creation, it was real rough. But once I got the basics down, I got offers from different companies or other businesses or other creatives that just needed someone to create content for them. So for a while, I worked with multiple companies, just helping them build their portfolio and just maybe sometimes even training their employees for content creation. So that occupied a lot of my time. When you start mastering your craft, there are other people that are going to be interested in it. So while you might have been doing it for fun, there are people who are really trying to pay you some real serious bread just to do content creation. So that's something to think about. I spoke about the lack of interaction some creators might face. Some of them started with very little subscribers and felt as though it isn't worth it anymore, just due to the lack of interaction. I remember when I first started posting on Instagram, I got a lot of reactions, and then all of a sudden the algorithm changed where photos weren't becoming the main thing. It was actually video and the interactions thereof. I struggled because why was I creating reels when it was something that I really didn't like to do? So some content creators leave the space mainly because of the lack of interest from their subscribers. Something to think about. And for my personal reason, I am accountable to a lot of the people that view my content. While I can create content just based on how I feel, I have to think about whether it edifies the audience that are viewing my content. Do I create content that slanders people? Do I create content based on the latest gossip, the latest trends? I would rather not do something like that. So if you're at this channel because you want to hear the latest gossip, no. My channel is mainly for self-improvement. And a lot of times I cannot produce content or give you advice that I don't take myself. So just for the sake of honesty and integrity, the content I create takes a bit longer. However, this brings me to my favorite part of the video. If you like the content, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment. The encouragement that we get from these videos really helps out here at the studio. So, until next time, peace.